There's a lot of heat right now that the Catholic Church is going through caused by the actions of its members in the past. And the media is going for the jugular. This is an example of going for what's going to sell. It's a form of sensationalism. While definitely not justifying the actions of those individuals, I want us to look at the fruits of what is coming out of this. One of the most pronounced fruits out of this whole recent scandal is that the media is painting the whole church as evil, as though it is the church teaching that demanded the awful actions of those individuals. The church teaching couldn't be further from that. However, the media will conveniently leave that out, lest they should subtly imply that the church, in fact, might not be evil. However, they won't ask you to investigate what the Catholic Church actually does teach, for if they did that, then the biasness in their reporting would become blatantly clear. Now, here's the statement of the hour. Any reasonable-minded individual would make their decision about the church based on what it stands for and what it teaches, and not base their decisions on the church on the worst actions of any individuals. Let me give you some examples. Example 1. Suppose you have a teacher who sexually abuses a student. Nowhere do you see deliberate newscasting directed to undermine the teachers' union, because reasonable people know enough to not paint the union or association with the brush of someone who's not acting in accordance with their policies. The second example, consider a doctor who rapes a child in a doctor's office. Nowhere do you see deliberate newscasting directed to undermine the Physicians Association, because reasonable people know enough to not paint the association with the brush of someone who's not acting in accordance with their policies. Secondly, it would be totally absurd to consider leaving medical care to the actions of those physicians. How is it then not just as ludicrous to paint the Catholic Church with the brush of someone who's not acting in accordance with their teachings? It is ignorant of the teachings, ignorant of the message, and ignorant of their purpose. It could not have any mainstream support unless there truly was a movement to try and subdue or destroy the church. Let's think about this for a second. I wonder if it's happening. When was the last time you saw the media do or say good things about the Catholic Church? We got close for one day with the passing of Mother Teresa, but after one day it was forgotten. It was back to normal, back to scandal, back to anything sensational. How much press did the Catholic Church get for their relief work in the face of the Haiti earthquake disaster? Who do you think was there right on the ground floor from day one? Don't you find it a little bizarre or alarming that most people don't know that the Catholic Church was there? There are countless examples of this sort of thing happening, but it's not the Church's motive to get press time. However, to miseducate the public is something that the media is doing by not fairly representing what the Church actually does, and the fact that those actions are in fact based on Church teaching. I guess what I'm trying to get across is when teachers do something tragic, or when doctors do something tragic, or when a radical Muslim group does something tragic, or even when a radical Christian group does something tragic, we don't base our decision on the whole society / association / religion based on the actions of those individuals. But why is it then that we've become so unreasonable that we judge the Catholic Church based on actions of the individuals who are out of line? That is illogical. I implore you to examine your logic. If you're going to make a claim about the purpose, the meaning, the teachings of the Catholic Church, you better be able to support that, but not only encouraging, but by demanding people to investigate the issue or the Church for themselves. What does the Church teach and why? To make claims without the understandings of these is like saying all tile setters are rapists or all Muslims are terrorists. It's absolutely nonsensical and illogical, and as reasonable thinkers, we know they are untrue statements. The Catholic Church, amid the terrible actions of some individuals representing it, can still demand from you and I to investigate matters, and that's because the Catholic Church has nothing to hide and is not rooted in earthly gain, unlike possibly other churches whose main objectives is to pack the house, and unlike special interest organizations whose work only serves to benefit their own group. Today, I challenge you to begin investigating the truth. And myself, I've got nothing to gain from this, and in fact everything to lose in creating this message. But I cannot, in good conscience, say nothing. There is an organization that helps people live healthy, balanced, God-fearing lives, and it is under massive assault. And if you say nothing, this is going to continue. One last note. If you currently believe that the Catholic Church is an organization that tries to get people to not think or not use their brains, or to contradict reasonable thought, I suggest you really look into what the Catholic Church does teach with regards to sciences and philosophies and all that kind of stuff. You will probably have to shake off your understanding of the Church, because you will discover it's going to be contrary to what it does teach. I hate to bring that news to you, but at the same time, I do love it. Now I'm just kind of waiting for you to take the challenge. Now, whether you do that or not, that will be the testament of your reasonable thought.